Shall we send some food in?
Oh, it's here. I'm so hungry. Okay, bon appetit.
You enjoying your human pasta there? Yeah, alright, everybody, welcome to the Indie Showcase with the Birdman. I am said Birdman. This here is It Was a Human. Now, based on what I've gathered, this is gonna be quite a bit of a gruesome game, so a fair warning to you. But it's also a game that intrigued me other than that, because, you see, we're gonna be a detective here. Interrogating a relatively cute enemy waifu, who, is the prime suspect for a double murder. A very gruesome double murder.
Oh, okay.
Red water. Red water in the room. The floor sags, the walls tremble. The smell of rust, the smell of iron. The smell when you get slapped in the face. The smell. Clean, white sheet. Red hands. Well, you get the idea, right? Alright. So, are you the lady I read about?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Well, I always do this. Even when I'm talking to someone, my mind goes somewhere else. I don't mean to, I'm sorry.
You did it, didn't you? It is a lie. Why?
A lie? I'm not lying. But my friends always told me that I'm a liar. So mean. I can't count how many times they accused me of cheating on my boyfriend. I wouldn't bother with those kind of people. My eyes, probably. I can't look at people in the eye, it scares me. Even though I'm just always scared and avoid eye contact. It makes people think I'm hiding something. Because I'm weak and pathetic, people often say they want to protect me.
Or maybe, fix you. Colonel, we've received a new report. I'll read it out. Her name is Okozi Isana. Okozi Isana. Resides in so-and-so city. Unemployed, lives alone, no marital history, highest education level is high school graduation. Today about 3:30 we received a report at Hotel Habinoashi in Kaze Town. When the police arrived, there were bodies of two men. The suspect, Okozi, holding a handsaw, was standing between them. I don't know, Okozi, it seems kind of like a very open and shut case, don't it? The cause of death for the two men was traumatic shock from multiple contusions and asphyxiation, respectively. The identity of the bodies is unknown, their skin is peeled off all over, fingerprints are burned, teeth are shattered, and no wallet or phone was found. Jeez Louise. Fingerprints from 3 individuals were found at the hotel, and one of them matches those of suspect Okozi. Almost certainly the investigation team believes that suspect Okozi, I'm saying Okozi, maybe it's Okoze. Whatever. Is the perpetrator of dismemberment murder. Colonel, your task is to extract motive and modus operandi from her. This case has received high media attention and is likely to influence the military's evaluation. We received orders from the higher-ups to make sure it's accomplished, Colonel. Do you want to go for a drink after this?
Based.
Colonel, may I ask just before starting this interrogation? What? Why are you here? Who really are you? What is your purpose for being here? By the way, I know that voice doesn't match his character whatsoever, but I started with it, so whatever. Morning turns to afternoon, eventually the world is swallowed by night and we look at the stars through the thin window glass. Why can't we choose to die right now? Is this really the conversation which you're having or not, as I need to interrogate this person? That's all, Colonel. Please disregard it as mere AI chatter. Oh, you're AI. Okay.
Officer, may I? I didn't do anything. I was just minding my own business. Breathing in and out, eating and vomiting, laughing and crying, getting hit, that's all.
Oh. Seems like a typical weekend for me, so I guess I really can't complain too much.
Life isn't perfect, that's for sure, but not as bad as having to be somewhere like this.
Okay, sure. First, let's talk about the objective of this game. At the end of the game, you will be asked 2 questions. You must answer them. That is the objective of this game. Your task is to answer her questions. There is no right or wrong answer. Answering her questions is the goal in itself.
What's wrong, officer? Is there something on my face? So, what should I talk about?
Interrogation start. Alright. Why did you kill those men? We don't know that just yet, do we? I mean, we kind of know, but you know. We don't want to start off that mean, right? Why were you at that hotel? Huh? Were you tricking? Were you turning tricks? That you had a boyfriend? 2 men, no less.
Oh my, how lewd.
You mean
You're wondering? Yes. You know what? For once, you can't point the finger and be like, oh, Falcon, you're being you again.
you want to know that? To do something you couldn't tell kids?
Wow. But I mean, what does that mean? I found, or at least we found 2 mutilated corpses. I wouldn't tell that to the kids either. So your intention could have been to drag these men there to mutilate them, not the other type of stuff.
To take a short rest? Or because I gave up on everything? Officer, you can choose one. Pick whichever you like. I'm not the protagonist of my life. I'm using cliched words like life and protagonist. But honestly, I'm not smart. I'm dumb. I don't know anything. I've never seen a play or a stage performance. You know, if you're dumb, you always have to be cheerful and happy, right? I'm not. People often tell me that I'm ugly when I smile. I'm dumb and sad. The worst. If I say that, will you be a little nicer to me? I'm sorry. Other than being like this, I don't really know how to interact well with people. It's easy to play the victim, isn't it? I don't want to decide anything for myself. I want to be seen as pitiable all the time. So, officer, draw me however you like.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
You have obtained information, girl without color.
This room feels really dark, doesn't it? I wonder why it feels very uncomfortable. I feel like I'm about to remember something unpleasant.
Alright. I mean, so far, we've had, like, the red options, we'll call them that, have been very accusatory, right? Like, why did you kill those men? What is your weapon? Whereas the yellow one seems to kind of, like, you know, just, like, tries to build the scene up first. Like, hey, what were you doing there? Are you acting alone? I mean, to do what she did, allegedly, to 2 men, it's pretty insane. So, like, I don't think this is a bad question to ask, right? Logically, you would probably think to yourself, are there other people involved here? This little anime girl did this to 2 men?
What do you mean? You mean there might have been accomplices? Well, right. After all, you haven't found a weapon yet. There's no way a dumbass like me could ever commit murder alone, right?
That's what you want me to think, isn't it?
It's much more natural to think that someone else is framing me for the crime.
Well, I mean, I wasn't considering that somebody was framing you. This isn't freaking The Fugitive. You're not Harrison Ford. There's no man with 1 arm here, at least that I know of. I'm just saying, like, you know, were you with somebody else killing these people and the other person got away or something?
Do I look like I have a lot of friends? Do I look like I have trustworthy people around me who I could invite to commit murder together? Well, I don't know. There's plenty of crazies out there. Sometimes crazies find each other and they do things like this, yes. What do you think?
I don't like this, hey, what do you think smile. It feels like you're mocking me.
Alone? If I were to kill someone, I definitely do it alone. Because wouldn't that be awful? Killing someone with someone else would create a strong bond, wouldn't it? A strong, unbreakable bond. A relationship that could never be severed again. I'd rather die than become an accomplice with someone. I don't want to become something so grotesque. Do you have someone like that?
Someone I would commit murder with? No. can't say that I can't call up a bro and be like, hey man, you wanna go murder today?
Someone that you'll always be related in some way until the end of my life, no matter what happens. Like family, a best friend, or a lover.
I mean, things like that, sure, but not in regards to, committing heinous offenses together.
Okay.
Avoidance of relationships. Liar and Scar.
I didn't kill anyone. How can I get you to believe me? I'm unemployed and just play games all day. I'm a shut-in with 0 muscles. I can't even assemble IKEA furniture. I couldn't possibly dismember a man.
Well, I mean, I would imagine it probably would require some sort of effort and skill, right? I'll stick to logic. I'm curious about those red questions, though. I really am. But this is very pertinent, right? Like, why did you hold a handsaw then?
What do you mean?
I mean, what I mean. Why did you hold a handsaw? It's very open and shut answered.
I don't have a saw, really.
You do, and I have the proof.
Proof? Are you talking about reality?
Yes. I'm not sure what you were doing online or in the virtual world, but in reality, this is what we found you doing.
I don't have it.
Colonel, she was in possession of a saw. That's an undeniable fact. Her name was also labeled on it. Oh. So you don't have the saw, but it also happened to have your name on it too. It was a custom saw, you see.
Lies, it's all lies. That bitch is lying. Wow.
Colonel, I don't lie. I mean, you are an AI, so there's got to be a certain amount, unless your data set is just, very terrible. You were poorly trained. Theoretically speaking, you shouldn't be lying to me, right?
Even if my eyeballs were gouged out, my nails were peeled off, my parents were killed, and I were subjected to eternal torture, I would never lie. That would never happen. Well, I mean, you don't have any of those things because you're an AI. Then again, what type of AI are we talking about here, Falcon? Are we talking about the AI that we're accustomed to in modern day? I mean, yeah, that's the one that I'm thinking about. Maybe she's more advanced than that. I don't know. Someone is trying to frame me. Why is everyone against me? Is it because I'm weak? Is it because I'm stupid? Is it because I'm wordless? I haven't killed anyone. I don't have a saw. I don't know anything about a hotel. Someone's trying to frame me. Please, just believe me. Even if everyone else disparages me, please extend your hand to me. Please, I'm begging you.
Colonel, I won't say don't be deceived. According to psychological analysis, Colonel, you have a high level of empathy and logical reasoning. Now, is that going to be no matter what? You're going to say this no matter what, or is it because I've been choosing the yellow options, which are less aggressive than the red ones?
You're a kind person. You can't help but feel hurt when you see a crying woman, can you?
I mean, you don't got to call me out that way, huh?
That's your strange virtue. Instead, please take a look at this. These are the photographs of the crime scene at the time. The 2 dismembered corpses with their skin peeled off. Dividing the body is a logical approach. The difficulties of disposal decreases significantly. However, the reason for peeling off the skin is, according to the report from the psychological team, it was to satisfy intense sexual desires.
Say again?
To modify a human into what was once a human. An act that depraves the dignity of living beings, an act of turning living beings into mere flesh. Standing in the sea of blood, suspect Sakaki was in a state of daze, ecstasy, and sexual arousal. Wait, Sakaki?
I thought the name was like Inozi. I forgot the name already, but I remember Sakaki. And on her entire body, traces of victim sebum and fragments of internal organs were attached to her entire body. She was in a state of frenzy, swinging a wire saw while shouting "die" even at the police officer discovered the scene. Sir, regardless of whether you sympathize with her or become unsettled, this fact remains unshaken. She killed 2 men and dismembered them. Your job is simply one thing. Please try to understand her.
No, don't like that.
Why does everyone believe that they can become nothing after death? I mean, people say there's no heaven, there's no hell. All there is a law of conservation of mass and the increase of entropy. When you die, you no longer feel anything. It's very quiet, not scary or painful. You become nothing. It's the end, that's all. That's it? Is that your science? Because if you really think about it, it's actually pretty simple. Why do creatures strive so desperately to live? Why did creatures choose the path of evolution? Why do genes and molecules seek stability? Why does everyone work so hard despite such hardships? Isn't it obvious? It's because everyone's afraid of dying. I'm scared, terrified. People become nothing when they die? They become nothing? That's just overly optimistic. I think like this. When creatures die, they are assailed by loneliness and fear, screaming in madness every day, every hour, every second. Forever. Forever the pain continues. That scares me. Perhaps the universe yearned for creatures.
What were you talking about?
I don't know. I thought you wanted to hear it.
Why did you hold a handsaw?
The reason why the murderer brings a wire saw to the scene. Do you really need to ask that now? What's wrong, officer? Pull yourself together.
I don't know what to tell you guys. Home? Am I leaving?
Hey, officer, can I ask you a question too? Where exactly are we? Why are you investigating a murder case? Isn't that usually the police's job? Is there something you're hiding from me?
Very good question, because, like, at the start, we were called Colonel. And they did mention the military, so, like, I mean, that is kind of weird, but I mean, let's see.
You're not going to answer, are you? It feels weird being interrogated. I'm just answering your questions. Your expression, tone, gaze, and responses clearly tell me what kind of person you are. It's hard to tell who's interrogating whom. Or maybe it's the opposite. I'm smiling like normally. That face you make when you look at me. And your eyes. It's like you're itching to kill me. Like a stray dog abandoned in hell. I'm getting hungry. We've been trapped here for half a day already. The last thing I ate was a sandwich. It was a mistake. There was a cucumber in the egg sandwich. I like cucumbers. They're so refreshing. Eggs are great too. They're soft and fluffy. But when you put them together, it's the worst. Whoever came up with that must have had a grudge against humanity, right? The softness of the eggs disappears and the cucumber's grassy flavor becomes too prominent. It's unfortunate that they ever met. That happens sometimes, you know. Talking about food just made me even hungrier. I'm hungry.
Hold on a little longer. Colonel, she's still a suspect. We have an obligation to treat her humanely. Or humanely. Shall we send some food in? What? Alright. Look, I've been playing this logically for a very long time now, alright? You wanna get nuts? Huh? You wanna get nuts? Let's get a little nuts.
Oh, it's here. I'm so hungry. Okay, bon appetit.
You enjoying your human pasta there? Yeah, the human pasta. You're enjoying it?
Why are you staring at me so intently, officer? With a face that can't hide a faint sexual excitement? Hinged with a sadistic joy and a hint of delight in my humiliation? Are you that happy to see me eat? Chewing with the upper and lower jaw? Swallowing with a pink throat? Smoothly passing through the esophagus? And slowly dissolving in stomach acid?
I'm not into vor. That's what you're alluding to, because it feels like that's where we're kind of going here. Like some cannibalistic vor thing.
The meat becomes a part of me. Is that something to be so happy about?
God, please, no! No!
What the hell? What's happening to me? Maybe I shouldn't have chosen human pasta.
No.
You have no right to refuse showing me your mouth of digested food.
The fuck is happening?
You want to get punched. Oh. I don't know. Apparently my guy's an ultimate sickle as well.
Even if illuminated by sunlight, we can never become the moon. We cannot escape from once being human. Forever. By yourself. Buried. Until the end. So please. Even if just one person. I need someone that will never give up on me. That was really good. Thank you for the meal. It was a lovely lunch, officer. Oh, when I'm full, I get tired.
Yeah, I'm very much the same way.
I assume I can't nap, can I? After interrogation, then? It was a short but enjoyable lunch. I hope we can have lunch together again sometime.
Yeah. Sure we can. If we will both wind up going to jail together.
Excuse me for interrupting you, Colonel.
The Senate is calling for you. Please come to the Insect Memorial Tower. Insect Memorial Tower? What is it?
I do not know, Colonel.
I'll be right there.
Huh? Are you going somewhere, officer? Okay, I'll wait for you. Don't worry. I'll be a good girl. See ya.
Alright, everybody. I'm not sure what to make of this, but we are out of time, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you have enjoyed. It was a human. I don't know what to make of it. I can tell you that I'm very much intrigued by it. There's a lot of elements and it's like, it's making me be like, you know what, I'm feeling it, but at the same time, I'm also lost. It's one of those things where I'm hoping that by the time you reach the end, it starts making a bit more sense. It's not just one of those games that just winds up leaving you like, huh? And you're going like, oh, great. Intriguing concept, but, huh? And nobody likes, huh? Either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you next time.